you so much for being here. The Eric Zane Show podcast is underway, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. I have made a bit of appointment television. I don't watch, any television, frankly. The only time that I may actually look at a television is when the Lions are on. But I'm such I can't sit still, so I have to actually have it on my phone while I, do shit around the house. To me, just sitting still and watching the game is complete torture. You got to be doing something because, after every play, there's a period of time between the next play. So you could easily be doing something then at that point. Anyway, that's not what this is about. Last night, laying in bed, and for the second week in a row, I put on Monday Night Football. And I don't give a shit about who's playing. I don't give a shit about who won. I did see that the Bills lost at home. So Stu McAllister wants to hang himself. The fucking Bills are 5-5, and they lost to shitbox Denver. There was an incredible throw and catch, though, by Russell Wilson to some guy who I don't know how the hell that guy stayed in bounds, but that isn't what this is about. I don't give a shit. It's the Manning cast. Peyton Manning and Eli Manning talking about the game that you're watching. So I put it on first on, I think it's Buck and Aikman, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Buck actually said, because he's supposed to promote the Manning cast, he actually said, yeah, everybody's watching Eli and Peyton right now. They're over on ESPN 2 or whatever the fuck it is, or ESPN. I don't even know what it's on. I just looked for the name Manning on the guide and just hit it. So you got the game on 2/3 of the screen, and then 1/3 of it, you see Peyton's face and Eli's face, and they are discussing the game. And it is the best. It is so cool. The two personalities. Peyton is like aggressive, cantankerous half the damn time. When he gets frustrated, it's hilarious. And Eli is more measured in the things he says. They'll like give it to each other back and forth. It's one of the more fun things that I've watched. They'll have guests on. They had Arnold Schwarzenegger on last week. And they kept getting him to say, "I'll be back." And I think he got frustrated. And they said, "All right, Arnold, one more segment. We're going to go to commercial. Come back." "Okay, I'll be back." And then they went to commercial. They came back, and he wasn't there. And they think that they scared him off or some shit. So they have, and fuck, it was crazy because last week the Chargers were like in the red zone, which is, I think, within the 25-yard line. And they try to get the guests to predict what's going to happen. And Arnold said, "Eckler for a touchdown on this play. Look out." And he did. They handed it off to him, and he ran it in. But there was I think he was down at the 1, so they had to take it was really, really funny. Patrick says the Mannings are a hell of a lot better than normal announcing team. Well, to me, it's just an added layer. I don't need an announcer. Well, I mean, I like having announcers, but I like the Mannings more. It's just cool. When Peyton, because he can, they both can recognize what the hell's going to happen. Oh, this is a run. Oh, okay, watch this. So-and-so's going to get the ball. They're like, no. And then they speak in a different language. Oh, that was a go, wheel, curl, dive, flank left, Omaha. How the fuck? Jesus. Linda says, I love their quarterback talk, even though most of it goes over my head. Oh, yeah, I'm the same way. But just, and then like Peyton will get up from the seat and in his, wherever he's watching the game, it might be his house, I don't know. He's got a fucking, like a football field. And he can like do shit. Like show him how it's done. I was talking about it with Diane. I go, and she goes, yeah, he could be a coach. I wonder why he doesn't. I go, well, probably because it's a lot of work. And why the fuck would you do that when you can do this? It's a hell of a lot more fun. You know? These coaches, man, they age out quickly. Put a lot of miles on their brains. Kenny lets us know that he doesn't have ESPN. No ESPN here, so I've never seen them, except for the start of the game last night on ABC. Who the fuck doesn't have ESPN? That's like saying you don't have water. What do you live in, like a fucking third world country? What asshole doesn't have ESPN? I only do local channels and streaming. It doesn't matter. It's impossible to not have ESPN. You are the only American who doesn't have ESPN. Apparently not. Chris says, I pay for Eric Zane, so I can't afford ESPN. Wait a minute. Is that you saying that? Or is that Kenny saying that? Kenny says it saves $100. It saves $100 a month, you dick. That is not true. That is complete and utter bullshit. You just said ESPN costs $100 a month. Oh, I get it. You're saying cable costs $100 a month. All right, we have two idiot audience members who do not have ESPN. Kenny and Chris in Buffalo, who is a Bills fan, and they're now 5-5. Joe Martinez is on the bragging train. He says, I have them all, senor. NFL, NCAA. He writes NCCA. ESPN in all channels. More than 1,000, senor. Well, thanks. Welcome to bragging school, Joe. God damn. Can't believe there are people that exist in America who don't have ESPN. All right. But it's just fantastic. It is just great. I just love it. I cannot believe the Bills lost that game. Jesus. They suck. How can they be so bad? Yet another window of opportunity has shut. You think about that. There was a time in the, I think it was the 90s. Yeah, it was in the 90s. When the same Buffalo Bills team. This is the most futility that's ever existed. If you think your team or my team is bad over the years, it could be worse. You could be a Bills fan. The fact that they would get to the mountain every year and then fuck it up. The one year they were in the playoffs and they were down by 1,000 points at halftime against the Houston Oilers. And they came all the way back and won the game. You would think that with that type of momentum, you would have won the Super Bowl. But no, they didn't. They didn't that year. That was the year where at halftime they were getting smoked so bad. All the fans left and they were driving away from the stadium. And then as the traffic jam persisted, they were listening to the Bills come back. So all these stupid Buffalo fans turned their cars around and went back to the stadium and were climbing the fence to get back into the joint. Chris points out with a backup quarterback. Yeah, Frank Reich, who at the time after that comeback was known as leading the biggest comeback in not only college football history when he was at, I think, Maryland, but pro football history. Just the fact that you've got a Hall of Fame team, Cornelius Bennett, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but who's that other guy, that defense, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly, that fucking receiver with the big helmet. These are all the best players that have ever played the game. And every year they would fuck it up. Go to the Super Bowl and lose. I knew a guy, I don't know him anymore. I knew him at the time, Ray Bentley. Back in the radio days, Bentley would show up from time to time. And nice guy. And he was part of that team. He fucked it up, too. It was all his fault, Bentley. We used to make fun of him. He used to come to the station and go, oh, yeah, 4-time Super Bowl loser Ray Bentley's checking in. Hey, Ray, how are you? Fuck you. God damn. And so that window of opportunity closes. And then the latest is this current team with this Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. And then they had, goddamn, every chance in the world. And they've fucked it up, too. And now they're back to being shit. The Broncos go into Buffalo and beat them. What a bunch of assholes. God damn, that's unbelievable. The Mannings interviewed First, they interviewed Patrick Mahomes. He's always fantastic. And then they brought in Lindsey Vonn. Vaughn, Vonn, Vaughn. I want to say Vaughn, but I think they call her Lindsey Vonn. What an absolute doll. She's so damn pretty. Except when you see her knees. You know? Skating at 80 miles an hour, and then she hits a rough patch and her legs fall off. They have to rebuild her like the Bionic Man. And then the way the damn game ended. Buffalo sucks so bad. Denver went to win the game on a field goal. And the kicker kicked it. And the dickhead missed. But the dumb shit Bills had 12 guys on the field. You need 11. They had one too many. How that happens, I don't know. It's because they're shitty. And then, son of a bitch, they gave the kicker for Denver another chance, and he buried it. Oh. Just like that. That is so embarrassing. There was a game that the Lions played back in the day in the 1980s. I'll never forget this. Because the headline of the Detroit News said Dirty Dozen. The Lions upset the Dallas Cowboys, and they did it in the same fashion, a field goal, but they had 12 men on the field, but nobody caught it. And there's actually a picture in the Detroit News of a guy, one of the offensive linemen, like, he's got a guilt-ridden look on his face, like, who, me? Like right before the ball was snapped. And he just put his head down and tried to blend in, and nobody counted. And sure enough, they kick the ball, they win. And then Dallas said, hey, yeah, man, they had 12 men on the field. And they're like, oh, we didn't see it. Fuck you. Chris from Buffalo says, if they don't fire the coaching staff today and hire Harbaugh, I swear to fuck. I don't know, man. The Lions, though, right now are ranked number 4 in the power rankings, which is just insanity to me. The Eagles are 1. The Chiefs are 2. The 49ers are 3. And then the Lions. Holy shit. God, that's we are swimming in the deep end with that. Man, I try not to pay attention to that shit. I try to just keep my head down. Pay attention to my fantasy team or something like that. Try not to. I don't read any writers about the team. I don't listen to sports talk radio about the team. I try to ignore as much as I can about them, because I find that if I pay attention to them all week long while they prepare for the next game, that it fucks with me. I get too involved, and then when they fuck it up, I get disappointed, you know? So all I know is that they play the Bears this next game. That's literally the only thing I know. The Bears are not that great, but I think they're getting better finally, but they're already planning for next year's draft because they made some trades, and I think they got a pretty good draft set up for next year, but they'll probably fuck it up. There's a handful of teams that are perpetual fuck-ups. Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago. Now, Cleveland somehow is fucking 6-3. Who knew that the Browns were 6-3? Son of a bitch. That's insane. And I don't even think Deshaun Watson is playing. Isn't that fucking rapist not even in the game? Isn't he like hurt or something? He needs his dick milked or something? I have no idea. Linda is suggesting that Jim Harbaugh is going to go to the Bears. I don't know. More on Harbaugh in a bit. For some of you Michigan fans who just love that guy. What an annoying, smug prick that guy is. Yesterday, I know this sounds like a broken record. And you saw O'Neill in here. He is here. But he got lost again yesterday. And this was a bad one. Now, on his neck right now, I have that tracker that I have that you can, it doesn't really work too well up north because, they have like 1G service up there. But around here, it works excellent. So what was intended to be an up north thing is now a right here thing. Okay. In my backyard, there's an area that's fenced in, which does have a way out that only he and Bruce would find their way out of. They jump down a retaining wall, and then they're out into the whole neighborhood. Now, O'Neill is easier to catch. Like, if Bruce were to get out of the neighborhood, you're not going to get him back. You literally have to run and chase him until he's exhausted, and then before he has a heart attack, he'll lay down, and then you can pick him up and take him home. O'Neill, different. As soon as he wanders away, if he hears you or you're rattling a food bowl with food in it, he will come back. So I don't put O'Neill on a leash. I put Bruce on a leash and Darla on a leash. And I go into the front yard with them while O'Neill is in the backyard. Now, the amount of time this takes for me to go in the front yard for them to see if they have to go poo, because they like to poo on grass, and that's where the grass is. O'Neill doesn't care. He'll poop on the damn pool deck. It's not a lot of time. I'm out there, and then I come back, and there's no O'Neill. And I'm like, oh, boy. Here we go. He must have gotten down the retaining wall and just like ran on a dead sprint to the farthest reaches of this entire neighborhood. Okay, because again, this is not much time. This is a minute or two. And typically if he does get out, he'll sniff around, see where the other dogs are peeing. And typically he's right there. He's not far at all. He's like at the neighbor's house. So I get one metal food bowl full of food and put another one on top of it like a clamshell, and I'm rattling it on the front steps of the house, waiting for him to come back. Now, that gets the NFK route up. Is O'Neill gone? Shit, fuck. Holy shit, fuck. Ah, that son of a bitch. Motherfucker. So that means he's going to stand at the door and just stare outside. He's just trying to help, but I hate getting him agitated. No O'Neill. I wander over to the neighbors, their backyard, rattling the damn food bowl. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, by the way. I'm in their backyard rattling a food bowl, making a hell of a racket. No O'Neill. Come back. Jump in the truck. I'm driving away. See one neighbor. Have you seen O'Neill? She goes, I just saw him. He was over there, and he was in a backyard. I saw him going that direction. Thank you. Go over to that area. Wander into these people's backyard. Same thing. Everybody knows I'm there. No O'Neill. He's moved. I go. I'm walking back into the front yard. 2 doors are opening. One house on a door on a house on either side. They've heard me because I was in between those houses. You lose your dog? Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I saw him too. He went that way. Oh, fuck. Now, where I'm going is the absolute opposite end of the neighborhood. It takes a while to get there. And so as I go down this one cul-de-sac, which is the absolute farthest point, it's the edge of the neighborhood. Once you get past this cul-de-sac, it's just field. Okay? And God knows he's going to be scared and wandering, and he's not going to know where he is if he's out there. Well, you know where this is going because I go down this cul-de-sac, and it's the neighborhood's transitioning from neighborhood to woods. And there's this big woods, and I can see a guy out in it for some reason. It's still someone's property, but it's woods. And I can, because there's no leaves on trees, everything's down, and I see him out there, and I go, hey, have you seen a dog? And I recognize the guy when I take my little old man walks, and he goes, no. I go, okay, thank you. And I go back into the car, and I hear a female voice. I guess his wife, maybe she's working on the same set of chores, also in the woods. She goes, I see a dog. And I'm like, so I'm now I got back in the truck. I get out, and I go, excuse me? And as I say that, I'm walking to the back of the truck, like right where the bumper and the tailgate is, and he's right in front of my face, looking at me. There he is. He came to me. And, I mean, holy shit. I was about to drive away. Had that lady not said anything, well, I mean, I imagine I still could have seen O'Neill in the rearview mirror if I would have looked. But, I mean, I was that close to losing him. Had I driven away or if the time, whatever, he came to my voice is what he did. Holy shit. This, God damn it. Every time I've discussed this, I've had the same desperation. And I've said every time, I am never going to lose him again. And people like Stevie, who loves the dog so much, he's like, God damn it, you're going to lose him, Eric. Holy shit, I want to see O'Neill all the time. Oh, my God, ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. What the fuck is happening with you? Why are you doing that? Hi, handsome boy.
Hi, handsome boy.
I want to see O'Neill all the time.
Hey, honey, how you doing? I want to see O'Neill all the time.
When can I meet that boy?
February. When can I meet February?
Mark Pellerino fucking...
Mark fucking Pellerino.
So I get him in the car, exhausted. This has been probably half an hour. So my point is, at the time, I'm like, everybody's just got to be sick of me constantly going through this. And if I ever lose this dog, they're going to be like, why? Well, how the fuck? This is insanity because I keep repeating the same damn thing. I'm really disgusted with myself. I mean, Jesus. I don't know what I would do if I lost him. I'm just looking at him right now. So, like right now, he has the tracker on. I wake up. He wakes up. I put the tracker on him. And then I'll keep him on a leash now. When I have him, fuck, that was terrible. Stevie says listening to these stories stresses me out. Oh, believe me, even just thinking about it, me retelling it stresses me out. Honey, that guy's in our backyard looking for one of his dogs again. Oh, big time. Kent is in the I'm going to rub salt in the wounds mode. Says if only there was some sort of a device that the dog could wear that would teach them to stay in their boundaries. You should get Harbor Humane to sponsor his tracker. Joe Pellerito says, it's funny that my actual brothers are Mark Pellerito.
Mark fucking Pellerito.
Why not fence the spot that they get out? Yeah, honestly, there is not one idea here that is bad. The only thing that is not acceptable is the one that I currently have in operation. I'm on your side here. My God. But then, making things worse, I was kind of a bad dog owner all day yesterday. I got in from taking my old man walk, and Diana had left. She went to like Book of the Month Club. Her and the ladies get together, and they've all read a book, and then they get together and drink wine and discuss the book. That sounds like something that guys would never do. You know? Do you think what are the odds that there has never, ever in the history of history been a group of guys who get together and discuss the book that they read? You know? That is definitely not a guy thing to do. In fact, if someone says to me, hey, Eric, us guys are getting together and we're going to read a book together, and then you're going to read it during the month, and then we're going to talk about it. God, that sounds ridiculous. I can't even imagine that. So she was off, and then she put the dogs in the cage. I got back from my walk, and I had some work to do up here. So I just left O'Neill in his little kennel and Darla in hers. Bruce doesn't hang out in one for some reason. Don't ask why. I don't know. Darla has to be in there. This is why. Darla has to be in a little kennel. And we don't want her to be alone, so O'Neill keeps her company in his kennel. So I come up here for about 90 minutes, do some work. At about the same time that I'm finishing, Diana gets home from Book of the Month Club. Help! She's in the garage. I go, oh, hey, she got like 5 bottles of wine. I don't know if I think they just get together and drink. She's probably hammered while driving. I'm kidding. She wasn't. All right. Yeah, okay. She goes, hey, where's the dogs? I go, well, O'Neill and Darla are in the cage. You didn't let them out? Well, I didn't want to put up with them, so I just left them in there. No big deal. No, it was a big deal because O'Neill peed. Okay? Now, the bottom of the kennel is like is a tray. It's like a big fucking cookie sheet. So it's got sides that go up. So it was like a piss bath. He peed so much in there. He had to go so bad that he just filled it with pee. And then the poor guy, he didn't want to just stand in his pee, so he laid in his pee. I'm like, oh my God. So the dog is soaked in pee. I open up the kennel. He comes out and shakes, and the pee goes everywhere in the laundry room. Ceiling, 4 walls, Eric and Diana. I mean, like in my face, just piss hitting me. It's like when Catholic Mass, when the priest is doing the holy water, and you're, oh my God, Father, the dog is giving us a holy water piss sprinkling. Oh. Brandis says, poor baby. Brandis says, you deserved that. This is true. She says, why didn't you let him out? I go, I wasn't there that long, and I wasn't. And I've done that many times before. That is not a big deal to do that. So now Diane and I both are covered in dog piss. And I go, well, okay. And he's just like, hey, I'm glad to be out. Sure, this is terrible. I go, okay, we got to regroup. So the dog needs, and she goes, let's just wipe him down. I go, oh, no. He does not need, we have we have to give him a full bath, like big time, like the best bath ever is what he needs. It's too cold to do it outside. I go, well, there's 2 jobs. One, this whole room has to be cleaned because there's piss everywhere. Or the bath. You have your choice. Which job do you want to do? And first she says, clean the room. And then she says, no, I'll give him a bath. I go, okay. Now, what I wanted to do was put him in the shower. And you got the detachable thing with the shower head has a hose, and you can literally like a dog bath. Okay. And she and they're in separate crates. She's putting him in the tub, and I'm like, it's not as easy because especially his underside, you can't really get under there. You have to slap the water up to his belly. And she's just going to put him in the tub and just wash him from outside of the tub. And I go, no, you can't do that. You actually have to get in there with him. First of all, you're going to hurt your back. I've done this many times. So now I'm like helping her with her job. My job hasn't even started. I'm helping her with hers. I go, no, you got to get in there. If you're going to do it, you got to get in there. So she takes off her pants and she's in the tub with the dog. I go, all right. So then I grab the shower head from the shower and stretch it into the tub. And it kind of works, but it's not long enough of a hose. It's just a fucking pain in the ass. So we washed the shit out of this dog. He was so bummed. That was a nice warm bath. I don't know what his fucking problem is. Megan says, feels like the book club is working out well for you. Well, no, it doesn't lead to sex, okay? We're not that couple. So she's in there in her underwear washing the dog. I'm helping her. We finally get the dog washed, and then he jumps out, and typically I'll cover him in a towel so that when he shakes, it'll stop at the towel. But we failed in that regard. So he shakes off, and I'm think that maybe 5 or 6 gallons of water flew off of that dog everywhere in that bathroom. It was a total catastrophe. Holy shit. It's like more messes keep happening. First, it's piss regulated to inside of the crate. Then it's piss everywhere in the laundry room. Then the dog gets a bath, and then every bit of water that was on the dog is now on the walls rolling down like Niagara Falls wet. That type of wet. The floor is like completely dangerous. It's so wet. Holy shit. Motherfuck. The mirror. Oh. Everything. That's about it. That is about it. And then we towel him off, and he gets the zoomies. That's a guarantee. You know, as soon as you give the dog the bath, they're going to go and just run all over hell and high water. I don't know what it is. And he was all charged up, running around the house, rubbing himself on shit. It was quite a fiasco. Corey with the joke when O'Neill was shaking urine off on us. Some people would pay good money for that. Thank you. That is true. Oh, my God. You know what the best part is, though? Nobody got... Well, there was one time Diana got mad. I didn't get mad. I'm not going to get mad. I probably would have if I was, like, younger, but I don't... I'm like, whatever. Just deal with it. Come on. When she was lifting the dog up to put him in the shower, or put him in the bath, and O'Neill's like, Hank, he doesn't want to go. And I go, no, don't. Let's just put him in the shower. And this is the answer I got. No, I already got him in. I go, why? Whoa, why am I getting yelled at here? What? Why is it okay to yell at me? I go, do we have to be so angry? Stop yelling at me. I don't talk to anybody all day in this house. And when I do, someone's yelling at me. Jesus. All right. So he's good now. He smells like a flower. He's completely clean. And we regroup. We need a video of all this with Benny Hill music. Absolutely. Whew. I'm glad I have you so that I can get this off of my chest, frankly. Because that's a lot. Welcome into the show. So glad you are here. For those of you that are getting it, the handful of you are getting it on Facebook, X, and YouTube. It's time to send you on your way. The full show happens each day uninterrupted when you download the Twitch app, and then all one word, Eric Zane Live. There I am. It's that simple. Follow me there. His little button says follow. Follow it, and it'll let you know when I go live. You may notice, though, that Twitch throws in commercials onto the video live stream. You can avoid those by subscribing. And you can do that one of two ways. There's a spot where it says link up your Amazon Prime or Twitch Live, or I don't know what the fuck it is. There's a red button. Hit it. Link up your Amazon Prime account if you have one. You have to do this every month. And then you get the channel free without any commercial interruption. Or you can pay for it. Some people actually just subscribe by paying for it. That's up to you. I don't even know how much it costs. $4 or $5, $3, $4 or $5. That's up to you. I try not to push it because I don't like selling shit too much. I don't like to try to make you pay for shit every second that I'm talking. Do you know that there's podcasts that exist where it might be on like YouTube only, and there's a way on YouTube that you can have people give you money. They're called super chats, I think, where they link up their credit card or their bank account, and then they like hit $1 and then you get $1. And then that's how they actually like do a telethon every show. Like I know of a show that actually says, okay, hey, it's not that different than mine. Local dude, former radio guy. Oh yeah, hey, before we start the show, I want you to give me some money. And like the show is like a telethon every single day. Like, holy fuck. I don't know how that is sustainable. I mean, I guess it works for you, but it seems I would feel bad doing that. All right. Anyway, I'm going to send you on your way. Thank you so much on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can also go to any audio platform, and the audio podcast of this is free as soon as I finish it up. Please throw a review my way. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, I appreciate that. If you ever want to say hello, send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Okay? That's right, Zaner. Thanks, eh? And, yeah, thank you so much. And check me out on Twitch.